No matter how development is measured, it is always geographically uneven. In this lecture, we will examine key concepts in development such as poverty reduction theory and Millennium goals. These topics are important to geography because of the desire to pinpoint and analyze the unevenness from one place or region to another, as well as the social and environmental consequences of development in hopes to understand the differences around the world. A criticism to the neoliberal model was that it only focused on the economic growth, but did not take into consideration the quality of people's lives. Therefore, since 1999, poverty reduction theory has been the focal point of present development theory, which focused specifically on lowering the incidence of poverty in developing countries. There are four principles of this theory. 1. Reducing poverty requires a comprehensive approach to include economic, social, and environmental well-being. 2. An action plan for poverty reduction and desired goals need to come from developing countries. 3. Successful strategies for development require effective partnerships between domestic and external agencies. And 4. Development and poverty reduction demand a long-term perspective in order to be sustainable. The poverty reduction theory was also developed in concert with the Millennium Development Goals, or MDGs for short. These goals were developed in September 2000 at the United Nations Millennium Summit and requires cooperation and shared responsibility from every country. The goals are 1. To eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. 2. Achieve universal primary education. 3. Promote gender equality and empower women. 4. Reduce child mortality. 5. Improve maternal health. 6. Combat HIVs, malaria, and other diseases. 7. Ensure environmental sustainability. And 8. Create a global partnership for development. The target date for achieving the 8 goals is this year, 2015. To date, the status of these goals are that extreme poverty rates have been cut by more than half since 1990. Enrollment in primary education in developing regions have reached 91%. The world has achieved equality in primary education between boys and girls. The mortality rate of children under 5 have been cut by more than half since 1990. Maternal mortality ratio fell by 45% since 1990. Between 2000 and 2013, new HIV infections fell by 40%, and 37 million tuberculosis deaths have been averted. 2.6 billion people have gained access to improved drinking water since 1990, and in 2014, aid money increased to 135.2 billion. So therefore, the actions taken on these goals lifted millions out of poverty, empowered women and girls, improved health and well-being, and provided vast new opportunities for better lives. Furthermore, the Millennium Development Goals have produced the most successful anti-poverty movement in history and will serve as the jumping-off point for the new Sustainable Development Agenda to be adopted this year. Small area mapping has become an important tool geographers use for reducing poverty. Poverty is etched in both landscapes and statistics. It is also highly variable from place to place, so understanding its spatial distribution at various scales helps governments and aid organizations to manage it. Madagascar is a good example as Earth's fourth largest island and one of its poorest countries. Outside of urban areas, some of the highest population densities occur in the highland regions. Rural poverty also stems from factors such as low agricultural yields and is compounded by water availability. Most rural Madagascar households cultivate wet rice, requiring a reliable water supply. Deforestation and soil erosion, in addition to long distances to markets and poor transportation networks, create additional economic challenges. The maps show Madagascar's poverty at 3 different scales: provincial, district, and commune. At the provincial level, as shown in the far left map, poverty ranges from 33% to 82% in every province. The highest poverty rates are in rural areas. At the district level, middle map, districts are colored to show whether they are above or below the national poverty rate average of 70%. At the commune level on the right, this map details the spatial variation of poverty that is not visible at larger scales. The circled area shows that a high poverty commune can be nearly surrounded by communes having lower poverty rates. This is a pocket of poverty that could be missed if relief administrators relied solely on data mapped at provincial or district scales. Please pause the video and answer the following. Explain why mapping poverty is beneficial to development geography and how it's beneficial at different scales. In your own words, using the text as a guide, be thorough and specific in your answer.